I have went through a whole lot of embarrassing things, trying to discover my voice. This was a very uncomfortable journey for me. For a long time, I would pretend like I was vlogging, practice in front of a mirror.
That's a rap. That's a rap. That is a rap. Come. Welcome to Umuzi. This is my working station, guys.
If you can't afford a therapy but you're creative and you like expressing yourself, I think how I do that, I try to, because I'm battling a lot with anxiety, but how I try to really work around myself around that is just shooting, documenting and trying to see how I was feeling that day. Mental clarity is like, there was a time I remember 2016, I had so much self-confidence issues.
Hey guys, my name is Skill Waile, and today's show I'm going to do it while I'm in a bathtub.
To record those short videos, and it was kind of like a way of me actually just mental clarity and just clearing my thoughts and just really trying to deal with what I was going through. So mental clarity, as to me, is just like doing what works for you. Life reminds me of Wabi Sabi. All the beauty is imperfect, so is art. Storytelling is like time traveling. So, like someone was telling me the other day that I am such a great storyteller, and I was like, what? Me? This is story, how I learned to tell better stories for mental clarity. Take one. We are all storytellers. We all live in a network of stories. There isn't a stronger connection between people than storytelling. The reason why I actually started this whole YouTube or filmmaking thing is because actually, like, growing up, my parents never really had like a camera, stuff like that, so they never took any important moments or things that I feel like they were important or of importance when I was growing up. So me vlogging, it's actually part of me catching up.
Staying true to the story is something that shouldn't get lost. And I think the great stories that do tell, that we resonate with, aren't very fancy in terms of the lighting, aren't very fancy in terms of the camera work, but are very honest. So I think honesty is the most important thing, and I think there is an opportunity to lose. Well, there's a great chance you can lose that if you focus more on it looking good and it looking nice and it looking pretty. Because it might look pretty, but it might not be what's best for the story.
I feel like this generation that I'm in, or our generation, it's more on like the aesthetic and everything. I'm more into like stories. I'm drawn into stories. I'm drawn into people's lives. That's why I'm also doing what I do.
But whatever your narrative is as an artist, it does play a big part, or should I say, it plays a part in the bigger picture. No matter, even if you think it doesn't, but it does play a part.
And says what the experience is. So a testimonial is always personal experience.
It's art. I think you shouldn't look at cinematography as a thing you have to study. And I'm not saying you shouldn't study, but for me it's like, if you can shoot images and make a story out of it, let it be whatever you want it to be. Some may say cinematography, not cinematography. It's not really the point. The point is, much as you didn't study it, don't think that any other person can pick up a camera and do what you did.
I'm reading this book. Yeah, I'm just doing trial and error and see what works, what doesn't work on my channel. Reading this. See it.
I learned to tell better stories by just shooting. My first video, from my first video to my second video, my third video. That's how you learn to tell stories, by shooting. There's no theory that is going to teach you, but you need to practice more. That's how you learn, shooting. So storytelling has always been very fascinating to me. It's been so fascinating, it's like time traveling, I really appreciate storytelling, and one of the things I really like is interviews, like interviews, documentaries. Those I really like them. I actually like them even when the person who experienced those, like maybe a trauma or happy moments, they tell them themselves to me. That's what Maraza was saying on testimonial. I feel like there's more to storytelling than just a pretty picture or cinematic whatever. There's more to storytelling, and I got to learn that as I picked up a camera and I started recording. But before that, I used to do poetry, I used to perform, and poetry, what I liked about it, it kind of like gave you that thing of capturing someone's attention with just like little time. That's what I appreciated more about poetry. And then you go into documentaries, and that's even more, because documentaries, they have a thing of like changing your perspective about life, about the world, and even like just changing your life and just making you see things differently. That's what I like about them, learning and hearing things from the person who actually experienced them. It's actually most powerful thing than I do watch movies. I like films. I would like to venture into films more, but I personally appreciate more like reality things, not really reality TV. I mean, I don't watch a lot of that. I watch a lot of documentaries. A lot of YouTubers are actually documenting their lives, and they don't even see that, but of course there are people who kind of like curate it. I don't watch those. I watch people who really take time to like tell these stories. I've had like a very embarrassing moments, discovering myself from just learning how to like trying to vlog. Storytelling to me has always been a fascinating thing to me. And you might be saying, but you could be saying that I'm more into like really, but I'm more into exploring those. I'm more into exploring the art of it. 2020 was a year where I thought, with all these things I used to do, 2020 proved to me that there's no time. I was forced to literally pick up my camera and shoot my first vlog. And as you guys know, that's when I started posting like vlogs and stuff. It was great. I enjoyed that moment, and now here I am now where I'm trying to be very consistent with my posting. I'm so sorry if I have been not being so consistent. Yeah, man, time catches up, things catches up. But with all that, vlogging and learning how to tell stories has been a very fascinating journey for me. It's like time traveling, There are tools, man. There are tools. What I like about our generation right now is that this generation is a generation where they have everything available. You just need to make time and really be sure that this is what you do. I mean, you can pick up your phone, you can do anything as long as you know exactly what is it that you're doing. One of my favorite writers, or one of my favorite, I'm gonna get my laptop because I can't be doing this from top of my head, but one of my favorite writers said that inside each of us is natural born storyteller waiting to be released. Robin Moore. So that on its own, I think storytelling, it's you don't have to be following rules. I didn't go to school to study. I didn't do that. I went for trainings and stuff, but through all these trainings I discovered my own voice, and it took me a years to really understand what is it that I want to do with my stories, with my voice, and I'm finally getting there. I'm not there yet, but I'm finally getting there. And YouTube, I really thank YouTube for giving us this opportunity to really explore ourselves,